Hi guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Brittany.
And we are back today talking about another topic. And today's topic is going to be slurs. But before we start talking about that, Brittany is going to talk about her campus's 22 under 22.
Okay, so her campus is searching for, I'm basically reading off the entry form. Her campus is searching for 22 ambitious, talented, and big thinking current college women to recognize as 2015's 22 under 22 most inspiring college women. So basically you get like a whole feature done about you and everything, and then I'm trying to think. It'll be distributed nationwide, and you'll have additional prizes from the partners. But the deadline is May 31st, and the eligibility is self-identifying female students aged 22 or younger as of September 30th, 2015, who will be enrolled full-time at an undergraduate institution in the fall of 2015, who will graduate from college no sooner than December 2015. So if you qualify, you should go do this. And you can do it. You can nominate yourself, or like if you know someone, you just click, oh, I'm doing it for someone else, and you go fill out that form. So
it's pretty awesome. Everyone should go do that.
Alright.
So today like I said, we're gonna talk about slurs. And first off, you're gonna give the definition of a slur according to whatever this definition is on Google. But it says an insinuation or allegation about someone that is likely to insult them or damage their reputation. So basically, it's just like saying things that necessarily you shouldn't say to replace or generalize a certain type of or a certain group of people or whatever. So like examples would be like calling someone fat or calling someone the B word or the N word or anything like that, which you probably shouldn't do because that's really terrible. But starting off, we have 3 different things we're going to talk about today. So why do people use slurs? So I guess I was looking up like why people use slurs, and basically it's like our human psyche wants to generalize like every single thing that we see, and so we just we come up with these words.
Yeah, you like put people in groups
and then like say, okay, that person's fat, that person's that
person's skinny,
yeah,
that person's tall, that person's weird,
that person's So like why are slurs offensive? So I had to kind of go do some extra research on why slurs are offensive, and I think that we can all agree that nobody likes to be in a certain type of group.
Yeah. Like, you don't like to be stereotyped.
Yeah. Or say like someone say, oh, like you're that or you're this, and like the world telling you what you are based off of like some word that they came up with.
Because people may call you like a nerd, but you're not really a nerd. Like you don't self-identify with what the label they've given you. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't accurately represent who you are as a person. So.
Yeah, and like people are, I don't know, everyone is different, so we have to kind of realize by saying things like calling someone Mexican, white, black, things like that, obviously that is their identification, if you know.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily like the right...
Their identity.
Exactly, who they are, and you can't overgeneralize the public, and using these slurs and saying things like the B word or like things like that isn't, you're not really proving anything or being like, you're not being like right when you're saying it. You're being ignorant.
Yeah, you are being ignorant. Yeah, I agree with that. They're not very accurate. So I was looking at ways to prevent, ways how to use or prevent using slurs. So not quite sure what this website is called, but anyways, it's talking about basically know who you are. So like, if you know, as long as you know who you are, then people using the slurs against you, it's not going to bother you personally, because you're going to say, okay, well, they just don't know who I am. Mm-hmm. So know who you are, know how you identify yourself, so that way you don't get hurt, it doesn't hurt your feelings, and be mindful of your language. So you may know who you are, but if you don't know who they are, don't try to put a label on them, because you don't know who they are, and they could find it offensive. Something else to encourages people around you to do the same thing. So if you're in a group of people and people are like, a common slur is, oh, that's gay. But yeah, if they use that, then just say, hey, don't use that. Like, that's not accurate. You shouldn't. What is that even supposed to mean? It's not right. So that's the way to prevent it. And a way to relate this to what we were talking about earlier, the 22 under 22. I was looking at trying to find inspirational women under the age of 22, and that's kind of hard like
because it takes a long time.
It takes a long time to accomplish something. But I wanted to talk about two women, and specifically women who try to have who inspire people to set positive examples, like who inspire people to be nicer to other people, to not use slurs, to be respectful, to not judge people. And one of them, her name is Lizzie, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Velasquez.
Yeah,
yeah, so some of you might have heard of her. She's been coined as the world's ugliest woman. And you can look her up on YouTube, but basically she has a disorder or a syndrome that doesn't allow her body to gain weight. So she looks different than a normal person would. Well, they made this YouTube video about Lizzie saying, oh, she's the ugliest woman in the world because she looks so different. So she took that at 17 years old and put it into action. So she goes, some of you have probably seen her TED Talk, but she inspires people to not only love themselves, like love every part of themselves, but to positively project that to other women.
Yeah.
So don't sit there, like, to kind of relate to our last video last week with slut shaming, don't sit there and be like, oh, you're fat, you're ugly, you're this, you're that, because you're not accomplishing anything, and in all reality, you're hurting yourself, and you're not going to grow that way. And then another inspiring woman who is under 22 is Sadie Robertson, and I've seen her in person. I went on the Duck Dynasty cruise last year, and she's like super gorgeous. But Sadie Robertson, she's 17. She's on Duck Dynasty. She did Dancing with the Stars, but she basically advocates for girls and women specifically to respect themselves. So not to call themselves like bad B words, like just they're women. Yeah. You are a lady. You need to be respected. You know, handle yourself.
Because once you start saying that, people think it's okay.
Yeah, they're gonna associate yourself with that kind of thing, and that's how they're gonna label you. And I'm sure some of you may know. She has a book called Live Original, and it's it was to I'm trying to read this accurately. Instill confidence in readers, and it is kind of religious, but the whole thing is like to have confidence. I mean, you can be, everybody can be something. So just because someone labels you as something doesn't mean it needs to hinder you. Yeah. You always need to keep going and know yourself, and don't use slurs because they're bad.
I think it's awesome too, because we live in a world where if you are weak, you will be teared down. Like, absolutely. You have to have confidence, otherwise the world will literally chew you up and spit you out in a heartbeat.
Somebody's gonna undercut you. Yeah. Somebody's gonna get under your skin. They're gonna try to get to you, and they're gonna try to break you down.
That's why it's important that we have people like that and inspiration like that to just kind of get away from having all these people say, oh, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, you know, all the time.
Yeah, get away from the negative and focus on building people up. We need to be a strong community of independent women. But so go to her campus and look at the 22 under 22. I encourage everyone to fill out a form, because
we'll have a link down below.
Yeah, we'll have it below. Next week we're probably gonna do a video UNCW related, so look out for that. And if you have questions, comments, concerns, topics you want us to talk about, comment underneath.
Yeah. So subscribe if you aren't already, and like this video.
Bye. Bye.